you're about to see will absolutely blow your mind. So I've got a prompt right here for an Easter themed monster truck design, and it ends with the design is isolated on a black background. Now if I change this to transparent background, which has never been a thing before, I can hit enter and there we have it. It's done. It looks very, very nice. And if I download this to take a closer look, it's actually done a super good job at generating this without a background. And now all I have to do is upscale this image or vectorize it, and then I can use it on a t-shirt straight away. And to show you that that wasn't just luck, here is another graphic of a unicorn eating ramen, and again, it has no background. I can pull it into Photoshop right here so you can see. And if I scroll down further, same goes for this vintage sunset graphic of a boat. And if you're wondering how on earth this is possible and how I did it, well, it's thanks to the new version of Dalle inside of ChatGPT that just launched, which not only now has super accurate text, which it didn't have whatsoever beforehand, but if you go to create an image, you can literally tell it for it to be on a transparent background, and then you can write out your prompt, or as you saw, you could have this at the end of the prompt. It doesn't matter, but this is now an option inside of ChatGPT. I think you may be able to even test this on the free version, on the free plan, just you won't be able to create a lot of images. Probably you'll get rate limited quite quickly, but on the pro plan you can generate a lot of these as PNG files. Now on my website philipanders.com, I even have an old prompt PDF for Dalle 3, so you could get this right here for free and then test out some of the prompts with the new version. So let's do that with this cottagecore design of the frog, for example, which back in the day when I made this, it was really struggling to spell out even this shorter phrase. But let's go back to ChatGPT. I have the 4.0 model right here selected. It also works with 4.5 though, for example. And then I just paste this prompt and hit enter. One thing that is definitely apparent is that this image generation takes a lot longer than the old version of Dalle. I think it's definitely worth the wait, and I've heard that they want to still speed this up in future. And you can also open a separate window of ChatGPT and have a different image generating at the same time whilst you're waiting for this to finish. As you can see, it renders it very, very slowly, starting at the top, and then it keeps working its way further down, almost like a very old web page loading, if you remember those early days of the internet. And there we have it. Enjoy where you are now with a frog design. I even forgot that this still had the white background at the end of the prompt, but it still recognized my transparent background command at the very start. So be careful if you're using these old prompts. They still have that kind of old language right there, which now you can kind of just get rid of that and just replace it with transparent, but it worked anyway. So to show you a few more examples, here's some prompts that I generated just regularly with black and white backgrounds. This is one you might remember from my ideogram video yesterday with a lot of text. And again, this shows that now the text accuracy has gone through the roof with ChatGPT. One thing I definitely noticed though is that the old prompts tended to create way more interesting looking graphics with a lot more detail, whereas now the same sort of prompts are very flat and boring. I think that's because these are very short prompts and they used to be rewritten by ChatGPT kind of in the background, which now it doesn't really do. If you click into this, there's no like information on the prompt of it being extended, and that's why something that previously would have looked more interesting now is kind of fairly flat and a little bit lifeless. So one way that I've found to get around this, or to get your prompts to be a little bit more descriptive and get more exciting results, would be to actually upload with this button right here one of the old designs that you've created in the past, or that you find in my free prompt PDF guide. You can take a screenshot and just upload them here and then say, describe this image as an in-depth image prompt. And then if you hit enter, it will analyze that image and it should give you quite a few lines back to describe what it sees. And then you could technically take this prompt and apply it to other topics, other phrases, or you could paste it in here, say create an image, and then you can just find where it says background. So here we've got on a dark gray background, we should say on a transparent background instead. There we go, and if you hit enter, it should now create a more similar looking graphic to this right here, just with the background removed. And I've definitely tried that out for some of the other prompts right here in this PDF that are kind of short, don't produce very good results anymore. But if you take a screenshot, you let it get described as a prompt, then typically the results tend to be better. There we have it. Once again, a really nice looking design with a transparent background right here, as you can see. And what's also really good about ChatGPT is that you can talk to it very easily. And now that the results are better, that makes ChatGPT a lot more powerful, or Dalle within ChatGPT a lot more powerful for POD, because I could tell this that I want the apple to be green. So make the apple green and change the phrase to "I love trash," right? So it's some simple changes right there, and let's see what it comes back with on the updated image. There we have it. I think it did that perfectly. I love the fact that you can start off with a detailed prompt right here that you have a lot of control over, and then you can use very easy language to have the graphic changed, and it looks fairly similar to the original. There's not too many changes in the actual character itself. It mainly just affected the apple color and the phrase, which is awesome. Extremely excited about this update to OpenAI or ChatGPT. Let me know what you think about these updates in the comments down below, and whether you want me to make more videos about this. I think Dalle or ChatGPT have definitely fallen behind when it comes to creating designs for print on demand, but now it's up there again. It's definitely a good option from what I can see so far. I've only been testing it for a day or two, and I'm sure I've still missed some things, but I'm definitely super impressed by the improvements. And another tool that really impressed me with their brand new model is Ideogram. They dropped their version 3.0 just yesterday, so if you want to hear all the updates and get an in-depth tutorial, make sure to click on this video next.